A lot of organizations, they see IT and people as a cost, a liability.
The AI, it's an amplifier. And if you are not getting the return on the investment of the AI that you are expecting, the best thing I recommend you to do is to actually look into where it's failing. It's like put a Ferrari engine into an old rusty car. The engine will be more powerful, but the rest of the system is not ready for it.
Two people, both Italians, took 20 plus years of combined obsession and released it into the world as open source on Valentine's Day 2026. Both decided to give nWave to the world for free on Valentine's Day. Why give it away?
I've seen systems eating talent for breakfast. If you don't have an automation part of your software product pipeline, that's already an indication that you should.
And you called nWave the red pill. What do you think? What's the uncomfortable truth most companies are not ready to see about AI right now?
Big dreams don't come quietly.
They demand risk.
They demand fire. They demand transformation. Welcome to The Corporate Life, Billion-Dollar Conversations. Hosted by Hina Siddiqui, CEO and founder of Corporate Influence Media, creator of Capital Stage Credibility Positioning, 4-time Global Award winner, featured across more than 700 global outlets, and heard in 94 countries. Join us as we sit with tech CEOs, multi-million-dollar entrepreneurs, and leading investors, the people building what's next. Here, success isn't a headline. It's a human story. The turning points, reinventions, failures, breakthroughs, and bold decisions that change everything. Because every life is a movie, and you're the star of yours.
I'm really curious, how did you guys meet? Because two Italians, completely different backgrounds, same obsession. How did you find each other and realize you were building the same thing?
So, I'm a curious guy. I'm always looking for people that are really interesting. And I was looking for others that they were doing what I was thinking was the right stuff to do in the world of software. And I found Alessandro and Marco. And as a very Italian nature guy, I simply knock at their door and say, hello, I'm here. And then they started a very fruitful friendship, a very fruitful collaboration on work side, and we share a lot of things common. All of us moved abroad when we were really younger. We built
Yeah.
all our careers almost abroad, and we share the same root values of Italian, and we love what we do. So this was the commencement of our friendship more than our working relation.
Yeah, this is interesting. And Alessandro, you have watched Mike build all of this. What do you see in him that the world doesn't?
Well, I can see that he's really inspiring. Okay,
Yeah.
in a moment darkness, in a moment of sadness, in a moment where you feel lost, okay, he still has a smile on his face. And if there's a challenge and it's a tough time, instead of getting depressed, getting low morale, he's kind of the opposite, gets triggered by
Yeah.
this situation and inspire people to say, you know what, things get harder, then we have to play harder, but still ethically, still empathetically. That's the power that shows that to be strong and resilient doesn't mean that you have to just be muscular and strong. With a smile you achieve way more. Exactly the kind of feeling that I need,
Yeah.
especially in the past year that was really challenging. And he's one of the people that more than others helped me move forward with everything that was going on. And that's when he said, you know what, why don't we experiment together on this AI thing and see what's happening in a few months, and then we decide what to do.
Yeah, that's interesting that you said yin and yang. And because what I see here is that yin and yang, we need both of them, both these energies to make something really complete. And you are doing this beautifully with each other, and you admit the fact that who's yin and who's yang, and who is the person like bringing the yang qualities to the table, and the and both are important, as we all know,
Yes.
to build something really big and complete.
And in the yin and yang, there's also a seed of the other one. Okay, so in the black half, there's a eye is white, and in the white-ish, if you want, there's a black eye. And so this is also to remember that, extreme polarized opposites don't feed together. Yes. Okay. They still have in their inside sparkle of the other thing. And this is something that I think our society needs to remember, because many, many times politics can be really polarizing. Mm-hmm. Very, very few talk about, understanding of each other, working together, accepting differences, working for a greater good, and all these kind of things that, like outdated and boring values. But I think they are the only solution to move forward as a species.
Yeah. So where do you challenge each other the most? Because obviously you are two different energies, It's like coming from from the same country. One is more visionary, the other one is more craftsmanship. So what are, like, where do you see actually challenging each other the most?
Well, I can start this time, and I can tell you one of the things he keeps telling me is, okay, Alex, you need to slow down, because I know that you're excited with the things that we are building, but it feels like you are a kid in a candy store, and so having a belly ache is not good if you eat too many candies. So slow down and let's plan a little bit more. Let's be more structured, and let's try to give something that delivers value at each step, instead of losing focus and draining our energy. So this is one. It's a recurring theme, I would say.
Yeah. And what do you think, Mike?
Yeah, this is totally true. So the stuff that after everything I went through, I built a very resilient discipline. And so I know that both of us, we are really visionary. We love what we do. We see stuff that people, they don't imagine they can exist. And we made them after we have imagined, but through a lot of discipline. So I have everything in my schedule, in my head. And when I see Ale that is going out of the guardrail of safety, because I know what this brings to the table, I pull him immediately. Hey, buddy, come here. And indeed, this was also the system of the Roman legion they were fighting. So with pairs, with the one on the back, keeping the one on the front from the belt, and then pulling him back when he was too tired or too excited. So this is the system that probably due to the engineering
really we were
practicing. Yes, for us it's working.
So you shared movie, like both of yours, a shared movie is a partnership story. Two people, both Italians, took 20 plus years of combined obsession and released it into the world as open source on Valentine's Day to 2026. So you both decided to give nWave to the world for free on Valentine's Day. So why give it away, first of all? What's the business model here?
There is no business model. There was love at that time. Yeah. Because we believe, after seeing what is going on in the industry, in software especially, and software is the backbone of all the industry, because now everything in the industry 5.0 is robotic or AI augmented. So the humankind, they need to collaborate in the loop of these new things. And to do that, software is the backbone of everything. And we know, after almost 3 decades working on the trenches, what is the trenches of creating software. And so we said, okay, let's give it to all the developers. And let's then build the business model around the enterprises, so that the enterprises with their AI governance, they have to pay the fee for the tool, but the people, they don't need to pay it because it should be democratized to everybody. And so we did that with this intention and purpose, because without love, what we are.
Of course.
The idea is to democratize, I would say, one of the workflows that we consider really powerful, whether you're using AI or not. Okay, it's the thing that we have been practicing and teaching in the past decades, and we have seen it having success in many different situations, just because it's an engineered way of building software. It's not gut feeling, it's proper engineering practices.
Yeah.
And now the advent of AI, the idea is, okay, since it's clear that AI is an amplifier, okay, let's build the tool that if you have the right mindset, if you are aligned with our way of working and our way of solving problems and thinking, then it will give you those superpowers that make you more productive. Our idea is that AI should increase productivity, not replace humans. And that's also in the name of nWave. nWave, the idea of wave is not like a wave, a series of waves like in video games where you have challenges after challenges. It's more of the idea of a movement that is back and forth, again, yin and yang. So back and forth means machine and then human. The human is in the loop, not to slow down, but because we have the vision of what is useful for humans, what value is for humans, what we care, and what matters. So it can't be completely offloaded to the machine. If you offload it to the machine doesn't have these values. It doesn't know, can't know. It's not human. And so this dream of, offloading everything to the machine, I think it's really not achievable, not because the technology is not there or won't be there, but because if we are solving a problem, it has to be a problem that matters for humans.
Yes.
Only say what matters. That's the idea.
Yeah, that's a great thought. And I also would like to say that on the lighter note, that coming from that gift of love from Italy is a really, it's a very understood thing. We are not surprised.
Yeah, it's really in our culture, right?
Yeah.
Whether you're religious or not, one of the fundamentals of Italian culture is cooperation, okay? Hospitality, helping out each other. And so we reflect that in the fact that we wanted to share this value for free. Also, the technology is free. People are using it. People are contributing. People are providing feedback. And this is really, really powerful on one side because it's empowering people, but it's also creating a community of people that believes in the same values we do.
Yeah.
Of course, we have a business model, as Mike mentioned. We have a special offering for the enterprise with extra features that are tailored for enterprise needs. But the core of the technology is available for everyone.
Yeah. So
and that's the love letter that we are sending outside.
Beautiful. I love that. That's a very beautiful and human way of expressing your the intention of the AI you are building. And this is very different from what I see people doing, because people are mostly obsessed with the product. They talk endlessly about their features, the product features, and the technology behind it. But a lot of people are not talking about, in AI, the founders, they're not talking about the human side of it. They're not talking about who's exactly it for, and what problems does their product solve, and also why they and why this time. So I am seeing that your combination of like the partnership of yin and yang is actually bringing something really, really unique, which a lot of AI companies are missing at that point, because they are more of yang focused. So they're seeing the only, the product technology. They're not seeing the human side of it.
Yes. So as I mentioned before, the idea is exactly to provide something for everyone. And one of the things that I like the most is that there are non-coders out there that that work in the industry, so they know how to build a product, for example, how to conceive a product, that able to create prototypes independently thanks to nWave. And so this is really empowering. That doesn't mean that their prototype is production ready and can stand, I don't know, 10,000 user per second. Okay. We have to be honest with the fact that to use a tool this powerful, you also have to have that level of competence.
Yes.
On the other hand, the threshold to build something, to experiment safely, has lowered quite a lot. And so there are people that now can do things that they could only think about before. So maybe you had an idea in the past, but you didn't have the knowledge, the time, and the energy to invest in learning a programming language, in learning so many technicalities to actually give it a try. Now that is possible. Imagine for people that are in the industry. But I want to let Mike give his vision on this matter.
Sure.
My vision is simple, is more philosophical. So in Italy, we know pretty well what is the heritage of the mid-age. In the medieval age, everything was obscure and dark. Then there was the Renaissance, and the Renaissance is a total flip from the previous age and is human-centered. So everything we have built as human in the loop and at the center of the loop is like a spiral. And what Ale was saying is that not only all the craft that we knew from almost 3 decades of fighting in the trenches, but is the human side of the fight. So we know that there are engineers, but also persons outside the engineering sphere that are stakeholders, that they need to be in the loop of creating the product, the service. And we have built nWave, taking them in consideration. But with the lesson learned of interviewing thousands of them in multiple fields and scenarios, so that we know what they need. We know which are the problems that they have to face every day, and maybe they are even not aware of the problems.
Yeah.
So with nWave, we have created a human-centric software factory that is capable to create software in a way that is human compatible. And this is why we put the technicalities almost in the backstage of the presentation of nWave, because nWave is human-centered. Then the result is predictable and deterministic, but these are technical features that we put on the datasheet. It's like last week I went in Italy to Ferrari and Ducati to have some talks about nWave. And I went for doing some rides with some friends on supercars and super motorbikes, as you can imagine. So I got the feeling of the ride. I didn't care about the tech specs. For us, nWave is the same. We want people to understand the feeling about using nWave. Then we can talk about the technicality, but it's later. Pitch about research.
And you called nWave the red pill. What do you think? What's the uncomfortable truth most companies are not ready to see about AI right now?
Do you want that I start, Ale?
Yeah, well,
Okay. So for me, the most uncomfortable truth that a lot of organizations, they are not able to look at right now is that the larger majority of organizations are a financial organization. Their board is looking at the healthiness of the organization through a spreadsheet. Per se is not a bad thing, don't get me wrong. So we are still in a capitalism age where we need to be profitable. And of course, an organization has to be profitable. But a lot of organizations, they see IT and people as a cost, a liability. Instead, people and IT, in the actual world, in the direction that the world is keeping, they are two assets. And they need to be nurtured in different ways. And if you look at the world from a small window that is only the financial spreadsheet, then you miss why you should change how the organization is to be governed. This is the red pill that a lot of organizations, especially large corporations, they are not able to get yet. They will get it in a tough way when the market will push them to extinction. And now we see a lot of emerging startups that in almost less than 1 year, they can be really competitive against giants. So these giants, they have to find something to change their perspective. Probably new people in the board, I don't know. Probably they need to change their own biases. We will see. For sure, it's a cycle. And this is what I see from a financial point of view, the red pill.
Yeah, and it looks like most companies are trying to add AI on the top of broken systems instead of fixing how they think. Yeah. So
Exactly. The red pill I wanted to talk about. So when we try to explain AI adoption, and we have actually AI readiness assessment freely available for people that want to have a quick understanding, a quick feeling of how hard or how ready they are in adopting AI. The biggest problem is that you have to think in these terms. Imagine that building software, it's like building cars. Okay. It's nothing like that, but for the sake of the argument, let's imagine it's like building cars. And so you have a factory of very, very busy people building the cars manually. And then you have another factory that is mostly robots controlled by people building cars. Where do you think AI is going to be easier to apply? The one that is with busy people doing all the work and maybe rework to fix manual errors, or in the one that it's already almost automated completely, and then you just add a layer on top of it.
Right, that makes sense.
The reddest pill out there, unfortunately, and I'm saying this not with a light heart, because it's a tough problem to solve, is a matter of competence. So the AI, it's an amplifier, okay? And if you are not getting the return on the investment of the AI that you are expecting, the best thing I recommend you to do is to actually look into where it's failing, try to understand why it's failing, and solve one bottleneck at a time. So if you can't get predictable outcomes from using AI, maybe you should look into the automation part of your software production pipeline. If you don't have an automation part of your software product pipeline, that's already an indication that you should. If you don't even know what that is, call us. Obviously, but the idea, this is part of the job we have been doing in the past, and so of course someone can say, okay, you have a conflict of interest in saying this because you are saying there's a problem that you can solve. There's many other people out there that would say the same, and of what they're doing. And if you look at people that are successfully applying AI, the common denominator is that everyone has already built their competence in high automation and highly predictable outcomes and measurable outcomes. So if you don't have, understood the 3 ways of DevOps, and so automating the pipeline that goes to production, creating a pipeline that collects data continuously, that allows you to do informed decision based on data so that you can experiment continuously. If you don't have these 3 basic elements, it's very, very hard to put AI on top of it. It's like put a Ferrari engine into an old rusty car.
Absolutely.
Yeah, the engine will be more powerful, but the rest of the system is not ready for it.
Yeah. That's make perfect sense. And I think that a lot of people are getting AI wrong. They are being insecure about AI, but then they're not understanding that AI is there to support them and how they can use it as a useful layer to their system. over getting it everywhere, even where there is no application, I guess.
Yeah, well,
Exactly.
you know, that is a common problem in the industry, having a
Yeah.
solution and looking for a problem.
Yeah, exactly. I love that.
That is, we used to say that when you have a hammer, everything looks like a nail, right? That
Yeah.
Indeed, when you go to a workshop and you want to check out the mechanics are good, you have always to check how the hammers and mallets they look like. If they are really used, then you know that they are not the good mechanics.
Yeah.
Get ready for the ultimate challenge, this or that. Choose fast, trust your instincts, and let's go.
Now let's do some fun, quick choices. This is the game I play with every guest on the show. This or that this is one of my favorite games, by the way. So no overthinking. I just give you two quick choices. You just need to pick one, and I just want to see if you think differently. Are you ready?
Okay.
Yes. Let's go.
Survival or evolution? This one is for you, Mike.
Okay. AI or evolution? Evolution.
Survival or evolution?
Well, evolution. Yes.
What is it for you? Alessandro, same question.
Survival is evolution. Evolution is survival of the fittest. And so to me, they are kind of two faces of the same coin.
AI hype or AI truth? Alessandro.
Well, AI uncomfortable truth. I'm sorry, but the hype is useful because it brings a message, but truth, it's I think very, very scarce resource these days, and even more with the application and usage of AI for bringing outside some messages. The AI slop, it's not on my on my chords.
Mike, what's it for you?
Truth can create emotional traumas and damages. Not all the people are ready for truth. So, hype probably is the safest path for this society to embrace AI in the right way, but it will take a while.
Interesting. So, Mike, this is for you. Systems or talent?
Talents, all life talents.
What is it for you, Alessandro?
Well, I really value talent, but I've seen systems eating talent for breakfast. So we would say fix the system and create a system that fosters talents, and then everyone's gonna be way happier.
Interesting. Beautiful code or fast code, Mike?
So I love beautiful code, but I know from motorsport that I prefer fast code. Because on a car or a motorbike that you are almost 400 kilometers an hour, beautiful doesn't look good to me. At least when I squeeze the brake, I want to survive to the next curve. So speed over beautifulness.
Alessandro, do you agree?
Yeah. I mean, I used to be, I would say, passionate about beautiful code. Okay. But the most important quality of code is that it has to be useful. It doesn't matter how beautiful it is if it doesn't solve a real problem. I would say that many times, beautiful in terms of well-designed code is also faster. Okay, because it delivers faster, it's easier to optimize, it's easier to maintain and extend. Something rushed, if you mean fast, to me, then it's not a quality. Okay, it's a sign that your system can't handle predictable results. Okay, and so predictability, being able to say, okay, we are going to deliver this within this budget in this amount of time, it's something that I value way more than rushing to the end line just to crash and burn.
Okay, that makes sense too. The body that failed or the mind that didn't? It's for you, Mike.
The mind that didn't. If there is something that kept me alive, is my mind.
Yeah.
reading a lot of books, wondering, imagining to heal, imagining to wake up from the wheelchair. Yeah, I have even memories of me looking at myself when I was in coma from outside my body. So my mind is absolutely what kept me alive, and is the reason why I keep smiling, because the body, it will get rust by design. So who the hell cares about that? Doing some training, fix the body. The mind, you need to nurture it properly. And love is my remedy.
Yeah. Alessandro, discipline or identity?
So I used to be a disciplined guy, okay, really, really strict, but my identity bent those bars, because if discipline becomes a way of constraining instead of empowering yourself, then it becomes detrimental. And so, for example, these days I'm reading a book I really like. It's Tiny Habits. And that's basically giving you the message that you don't have to think about the person you want to be. You have to act
like
the
person
you want to be.
Yeah. Mike, do you agree with Alessandro?
Absolutely. I have my identity engraved on my skin. As you see, I have tattoos everywhere on my body. So yes, I know what I am and I act accordingly. So my identity is the core tenet of my behavioral psychology research and thesis. So whatever else is a reflection of what we do.
Alessandro, fix the system or change the people?
Oh, fix the system. The people, I mean, people can do wonders, okay? But if you put them in a system that it's promoting harmful outcomes, people, will not shine. I've been in different places and did very well in some places and did very badly, I would say, in other places. I don't say this lightly, because, you have to admit when things didn't go well. But you also have to admit that sometimes it's not all your fault. Okay, if you're put in situations where doing the right thing, it's the hardest choice, then you have something that we all know, like quiet quitting. People dead inside that just do their job, hoping to find another one and just leave, instead of understanding that it's the holistic view of the system that can make a difference. Unfortunately, it's not easy. The people that can control the system many times, unfortunately, don't have the interest or the will or the awareness to improve it. And that's the reason why, even though we are engineers and data driven in our choices, I actually agree a lot with an article written by Andrea Laforgia, one of our friends, just recently, about the fact that the moment you start chasing and looking at the system through spreadsheets and data, that data becomes less valuable, because you're trying to impose a narrative on that data. Instead, to understand and fix a system, you have to get closer to where the work is done. When is the last time that you as a CEO sit within your team and felt their pain on a daily basis?
Yeah, be that true leader who's always standing up for their teams. Yeah. Mike, do you think any differently?
No, I think exactly this. I see also change people in two aspects. The first aspect is behavioral transformation, so helping people to change their behavior according to their identity. A lot of people, they have dissonance between their identity and what they do. But also change people in the system so that people, they can connect with the principle of Japanese, that is the ikigai. So they do what they love. A lot of people, they do a work because they need to pay the bills. And this is, so I agree with Ale. And after that, I would change the people so they do what they love. And if they don't love it, we change people with people that they love what they do. So that they are,
I love that.
find.
I love that perspective. Yeah, this is important. So as we come towards the end of the show, there's a question we ask everybody. Season 3 is all about every life is a movie and you are the star of yours. So if your life was a movie, which definitely it is, what is the title of it? Alessandro, would you like to go first?
Yeah, I go first. Thank you. Well, as you mentioned, last year was quite challenging, and from something challenging came out something remarkable. I love nWave, and so my movie would be called Per aspera ad astra, which basically means through challenges to the stars.
Beautiful. This is beautiful. Mike, what would you say?
I love what Ale just said, and I would add, as chapter 2 of that movie, another Latin proverb that is si vis pacem para bellum. That means you can live in peace only if you are ready for war. And with Ale, indeed, we went through war. We survived, and still with smile, we have built something to make the others being in peace.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's interesting. And by the way, just would like to touch base on that. I would like to say this on the lighter note that we are recording right now this episode under attacks yeah, in Dubai. So it's like, it's interesting that we are doing it. We're talking about the movie stuff as well, because it also looks like a movie when things are happening outside, but it's not affecting what we are doing here and having this beautiful conversation. So, what do you want every founder watching this right now to do differently tomorrow morning before they even open their laptop? Would you like to go first, Mike?
Yeah, thank you. So, I would suggest them to keep an open heart and mind, to don't look at the life as a challenge, but as an opportunity, to let people in their organization to switch to this kind of way of living, because then you can untap their true potential. And then when you do that, AI will amplify everything in the organization. If instead they are looking at the organization as a system, a rigid process-oriented system where AI needs to enforce people to work in the right way, this is probably something that will backfire them soon.
Yeah. Alessandro?
Well, I would love to encourage everyone out there to think that failure, it's not a fall. The thing that we should embrace is failure as a learning process. And if you want to really improve in this fast-paced industry, I would say you need to be ruthless in finding what are the bottlenecks, what are the wastes, with a honest and open mindset, like Mike said, in accepting that you are going to find uncomfortable truth. You have to be willing to find and accept the uncomfortable truth, so that you are aware of the things that you can affect and change for the better. If you have to agree with the narrative that pushes forward this idea of fake optimism, then you are removing yourself from the chance to actually improve what matters, preventing you from achieve real happiness, real success.
Yeah. Yeah. Challenges are a part of life and important part of success as well. And challenges are the ones that make success even more beautiful. And, you know,
Valuable.
yeah, celebration worthy, rather.
Excellent.
So, if people would like to follow the rest of your movie, how can they do that?
They can look for us in LinkedIn for sure. They can go in nWave.ai and connect with us. We have a Discord channel where we have all the community. Soon we will migrate it to another place of one of our early adopter of nWave that built an amazing system in 40 days. But this is another story that we will talk about.
Basically created a whole platform for hosting communities live on his own in 40 days using nWave. And so this is for us a real success story and privilege, because it's proving that if you are a dreamer and maybe a little bit crazy enough, you can do wonders in very, very little time. And as Mike said, nWave.ai, it's our website. If you go, there's also a link to the GitHub page where you can download and install nWave for your AI. It's a cloud code first, but it's also supporting open code, which means that you can use also some other models if you don't have Anthropic and you want to give it a try. And definitely going on Discord and getting in touch through LinkedIn, it's a way to see the rest of this movie.
Yeah.
Then
So really,
if they want, they can book also the call with us, because there is a
okay.
button on nWave.ai, and me and Ale, we will show up to talk with you.
Okay, great. So we will include the link in the show notes section so that people can find it there and they can connect with you guys. Thank you very much for for your time today. This beautiful conversation. I really enjoyed it. This for the first time on the Corporate Life podcast. We are having two founders for the same company, at the same time. So of course we are doing some panels later, but then this is a beautiful conversation. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Thank you for your time.
Thank you for having me.
This is The Corporate Life. More stories, more insight, more truth. Until the next episode, stay curious. Don't forget to subscribe.